trophy at a horrific human cost. Survivors describe a living hell, and many are psychologically scarred by their ordeal. International Red Cross spokesman Chris Tanger told us.
They've not seen the sky for 2 months. The moment that they got out, they saw that city is destroyed.
Pentagon correspondent David Martin tells us about an American contribution to the Ukrainian effort.
Officials confirm intelligence provided by the U.S. helped the Ukrainians sink the Russian cruiser Moskva. Last month, the White House said the U.S. gave the Ukrainians intelligence about the location of the ship, but was not involved in the decision to attack it.
First Lady Jill Biden is bound for the Ukrainian border to meet with refugees. 4 minutes after the hour, the World News Roundup is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
Did you know that with Xfinity Internet, you get fast, reliable speeds to fit your needs and budget? Even Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig to power all your devices. Now just imagine, everyone at home can connect at the same time. And best of all, you could save up to $400 a year on your wireless bill when you add Xfinity Mobile. Now that's a hit. Can your internet do that? Get GigSpeed Internet now for just $49.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract when you also get Xfinity Mobile. Just go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay and 6/30/22. Restrictions apply. New Gigabit Internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires X-Fi gateway. Actual speeds vary. Compares pricing of top carriers. Xfinity Internet required. Rudy Giuliani, former President Trump's point man in the bid to overturn the 2020 election, will not be interviewed today by the House committee investigating the Capitol attack after all. The committee says Giuliani wanted to keep a recording of it, but that was never agreed to. He remains under subpoena. In an interview for Sunday's 60 Minutes, former Trump Defense Secretary Mark Esper said the White House advisor not only floated the idea of sending 250,000 U.S. troops to the southern border, he got the wheels moving at the Pentagon.
We had developed a plan, initial concept of how this might happen, and I was just flabbergasted that not only was the idea proposed, but that people in my department were working on it.
Esper
Stop slamming the doors.
In a new book,
Damn.
he asserts Trump asked about possibly launching missiles to destroy drug labs in Mexico. In Israel, police are hunting 2
stop slamming the
Palestinian
doors.
suspects in a stabbing spree near
Damn.
Tel Aviv that left 3 people dead and 4 hurt.
We have a helicopter with us, and we are setting roadblocks in order to catch you.
It's believed the suspects came from the same West Bank town as others, blamed for a string
Dang,
of
to
recent
stop
attacks.
slamming
There's word the man
door.
who tackled Dave
How
Chappelle
many
during a
times I tell
Hollywood
these
Bowl
damn
performance
continues to do it?
will not
Damn.
face felony charges. It will be misdemeanor counts against 23-year-old Isaiah Lee, who police say was carrying a replica handgun with a folding knife blade. Splashdown off the Florida coast.
Welcome home. It's been an absolute honor to support you on your mission. Endurance crew, and thanks for flying SpaceX.
3 Americans and a German returning from the space station in the same SpaceX craft that brought them up back in November. Well, dementia can be a prison for those who have it, but as we hear from CBS's Peter King, in the Orlando area, some restaurants are trying to give them an escape, one meal at a time.
Dennis Stoniak's dream of dementia-friendly dining started with one restaurant, based on his experiences with his late wife, Nancy, a memory care patient.
We had a great opening in January of 2020, and then 6 weeks later, COVID hit.
Now the Townhouse is one of 3 restaurants with special days, hours, and isolated rooms for
so
patients and their
sick of him
caregivers. Manager
slamming the
Mariah
damn
Shelley.
doors.
handpicked out specific
That gives
servers
people
to take
headaches,
care of
but
them.
he doesn't seem to
Chosen
fucking
soft-spoken,
listen.
very
I
friendly,
tell
smiling
him all,
servers
almost
that'll
all the
be
freaking
perfect for
time.
this type of job.
Dennis
Damn, I
has
hate
trained
working
them.
with
Says
you.
that smile is the key to keeping it all
I'm
fun
signed up.
and stress-free.
Work
You
with
must
them
try
without
to
my
get their
permission.
eye
So,
contact and keep their eye contact with your smile.
Peter King, CBS News, Oviedo, Florida.
Time on the roundup, 8 past the hour.
7:08 at the Bay Area's news station, KCBS. Clouds and fog this morning, sun likely this afternoon, but much cooler this weekend. Good morning, I'm Halton Kwong.
And I'm Jason Brooks.
Just ahead on KCBS, bracing for what could be a fire season like we've never seen before. But first,
Catching up with Kim Wonderly, she has an eye on your commute from your local Honda dealer's traffic center.
I'm still reporting this crash, San Lorenzo side, northbound 880 near the 238 interchange. Said to be an injury crash, but off to the right shoulder, so we see a little bit of slow traffic there. The southbound side is heavier from 238 down toward A Street. By the time you get to Winton, you begin to pick up the pace a bit, only to slow right in front of the 92 interchange again. So far, both peninsula bridges very lightly traveled this morning. It's Friday. It's really been a lighter trip overall, although I'm starting to see traffic really fill in on Highway 4. So this is westbound Highway 4. There was a little fender bender earlier near the San Marco turnoff. Westbound 4 begins to slow a little shy of Railroad Avenue and is fairly heavy all the way to the Concord side of Willow Pass. There was a fender bender earlier here at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, just past the toll lanes. Should be off to the right shoulder by now. The metering lights have long been on, and traffic is still backed up just a little shy of the West Grand Merge. Interstate 80, the top part of it looks great, actually, from the Cartinas all the way down through Pinole. Where you start to bog down a little bit is in Richmond into El Cerrito. Then we see a little slow pattern developing around Albany Hill down to Gilman and Berkeley before you're on your way. Your next update, 7:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Thanks, Kim. It's an overcast start to your Friday, but we are looking for sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures in the 60s along the coast, upper 60s Bayside, mid-70s inland. Cloudy overnight, chance of showers in the North Bay, lows in the 40s and 50s. Saturday starting out cloudy, mostly sunny by the afternoon. Highs again 60s to the mid-70s. Looking for a high of 69 in Napa, 72 in Fremont, and 64 in San Francisco. Traffic and weather together on the 8s and all news 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
KCBS News Time 7:10. State fire officials are sounding the alarm for what some believe could be the most challenging fire season yet. KCBS's Mike DeWalt reports live. CAL FIRE is urging those most at risk to prepare. Mike?
Well, it all stems from the climate change-driven effects we've been seeing for years. Drought, higher temperatures, and a reduced snowpack all coming together. Director of Fire Chief of CAL FIRE, Joe Tyler, says fire activity is already on the rise in California.
It is now a fire year, as shown by fires that are burning from January through December each year.
Jimmy Harris is Forest Fire Management Officer in the Los Padres National Forest. He says the ever-increasing scale of these massive blazes is a red flag.
I don't think any of us would have thought in 2020 we'd see a wildfire that was over 1 million acres in this state. But that's the type of exponential change that we're seeing across the landscape.
CAL FIRE this week has been all over the state, stressing the need for fire preparedness. State Assemblyman Mark Levine says being prepared even includes insurance.
Non-renewals climbed 31% throughout the state, with zip codes that had a moderate to very high fire risk seeing a 61% increase.
The acreage burned in California is already ahead of last year's pace. Reporting live, Mike DeWald, KCBS.
Thanks, Mike. Meanwhile, there's so little water flowing out of Clear Lake in Lake County this year that a threatened fish species is dying in dried-up stream beds. KCBS's Matt Bigler joins us live with the latest on the impact of the state's drought. Matt.
Jason, lakes and reservoirs in California are dropping to levels not seen since the major drought in the late 70s. And at Clear Lake, the state's second largest lake, that means that fish are being found dead in dry, cracked stream beds. Several dozen pitch have been found. That's a threatened species of fish. All of this is happening as the state enters a third year of severe drought.
And unfortunately, this year our drought situation has worsened. We've had the driest January through March period on record for both California and our county.
Nita Bijor is a senior water resources specialist with Valley Water. Some of the fish around Clear Lake are trapped in pools of water. And according to the Chronicle, a large-scale fish rescue is now underway. State, county, and tribal leaders are using electrofishers to stun the stranded fish with low-level electricity, collect them in nets, and transport them back into the lake. Reporting live, Matt Bigler, KCBS.
Thanks, Matt. KCBS News Time 7:13. Sports Line with Joe Hughes. Straight ahead.
Tired of paying more and getting less? T-Mobile believes customers should get more without worrying about the bill. More 5G coverage, more savings, and even more cool stuff. It's like expecting this and getting this. At T-Mobile, you get more, like more 5G bars in more places and more savings. So your family saves 20% with essentials for
A lot. Like up to $1,000. Visit a store this weekend and get up to $1,000 when you switch your whole family to T-Mobile. 20% savings on typical lines of essentials versus comparable plans. Features may vary. For up to $1,000 back or less, switch lines on back. And $200 review free feature or qualified line. Allowing leads. See terms at T-Mobile.com.
Let's plan on having concessions over there.
Mike is remodeling the old family drive-in movie theater.
Looks like no announcing.
He'll need a new front-of-house cast and behind-the-scenes crew.
Who talks staffing real quick? I'm thinking Anthony 6 per shift.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
At CDW, we get Mac and work works for everyone.
I work in IT, and since we switched to Mac, the text messages I'm getting are a lot more positive. Sales is happy because Mac works with all their apps. Finance is happy to get power without the big price tag.
And CDW configured every device to work right out of the box.
Is there an emoji for that?
I use the unicorn. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Get a great deal on Mac for your business at cdw.com/getmac.
Coming up on KCBS, I'm David Welch in San Francisco, supported in a lease dispute with an iconic waterfront business. KCBS News Time 7:15.
And we're heading over to the area Chevy Dealer Sports Desk with Joe Hughes. And Joe, a basketball Hall of Famer weighed in on the Warriors-Grizzlies series.
Yeah, the Warriors and Grizzlies will pick up their playoff matchup tomorrow night at Chase Center. And the series has been very physical. The NBA handing down discipline yesterday. Memphis guard Dylan Brooks suspended for Game 3 of the series because of his flagrant foul 2 that caused Gary Payton II to suffer a fractured left elbow. And Michigan State coach Tom Izzo, a basketball Hall of Famer, telling our Odyssey sister station 95.7 The Game why that play and the physicality of the series so far reminds him of one of the NBA's most legendary rivalries.
Yeah, that was bad. I understood why Steve was really upset with it. And it's been a physical game. It's kind of like Lakers and the Celtics of days ago, you know. But I think all in all, they'll start playing basketball again. If they do, the skill things went out. And that's why I think the Warriors have a little advantage.
Izzo comparing the series to the Lakers and Celtics matchups of years gone by. Izzo also coached Draymond Green in college. He says he hopes that Draymond can keep his emotions in check during the series.
So I think those distractions do hurt him. I mean, he's a very cerebral player. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, but he cares. You know, I think sometimes that causes him a turnover or two that he shouldn't have. So I hope he just focuses in on playing basketball. Don't worry about all the other things. Being home might help that. You can't just love him for some of the things he does. You gotta look at him and say, hey, that chip that he plays with on his shoulder sometimes gets him in trouble, but a lot of times it makes who he is.
Draymond Green was fined $25,000 by the league after flipping off Memphis fans in Game 2 while he was heading to the locker room to have his right eye stitched up, and the fans were booing him. Warriors and Grizzlies Game 3 tomorrow night in San Francisco. From the Sports Desk, Joe Hughes, KCBS.
Hi, John Huey with the Henry Union Square Hotel in the heart of San Francisco. I wanted to thank all of you who stayed with us, and to those of you who gave on your own to help the men, women, and children in Ukraine. They have dealt with so much while they try to get through this awful conflict. I am truly amazed at their strength, commitment, and resilience as they continue to persevere against all odds. I am pleased that my family was able to help them in a small way carry on with their lives and dreams. Hopefully, this unfortunate situation that they've had to endure will end soon with a peaceful and appropriate solution. I also wanted to announce that we not only met our goal of raising $50,000, we exceeded it. Again, thank you for assisting us so that we could achieve this gift of support to these people who are in such need.
Baseball is back, and Odyssey's stepping up to the plate.
Game analysis, reactions, and recaps, Odyssey's got them all.
Tips to help you make better bets.
We've got them with the BetQL Network.
Official MLB podcasts for every single team.
Got them, plus daily coverage from Locked On MLB and a lot more.
Get everything you need for baseball season with the biggest in baseball broadcasting on the Odyssey app.
Listen at home, at work, or on the go.
Don't miss the
not know it, but the equity in your home can provide you with cash when you need it most. Whether you're looking to consolidate debt or cover a major renovation, a home equity line of credit or cash out refinance from Fremont Bank may be a great choice for you. With increased home values, now may be the right time to give us a call to find out how your home's equity can work for you. Visit fremontbank.com or call 866-992-INFO today. NMLS number 478471, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
This traffic report sponsored by the Golden State Warriors. We head over to Kim Wonderly.
It's still fairly quiet so far. We do have a crash off to the side as you come out of San Lorenzo for San Leandro, north 880 just after 238. You might still see some activity there. A little bit of slowing on the ramp that comes off of 238 feeding onto the northbound side of the Nimitz. We're also starting to see some brake lights as you make your way out of Half Moon Bay, actually both sides of 92, but more profoundly on the eastbound side, we're seeing slow traffic from Main Street as you make your way out toward Pillarcitos Creek. The westbound side, I see a little bit of stop and go as well. Not sure what's going on here, but we do see some slowing. If you happen to see what's going on, feel free to give us a call because CHP so far has not reported anything. The phone for his number for KCBS is 415-391-KCBS, 391-5227, if you can see why the slow traffic into and out of Half Moon Bay. Meantime, we see a little bit of slowing on the peninsula starting to bog down this commute northbound 101 just from Shoreline up to about San Antonio. Then you break loose and you're back at the speed limit. Your next update, 728 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Thanks, Kim. The Mancini Sleep World 6-day forecast now with Darren Peck, who joins us live from the KPIX Weather Center. Happy Friday, Darren.
Happy Friday. It looks a lot like Thursday did out there. Plenty of low clouds filling the bay in again. You know the drill on that. They're going to dissolve over the next couple of hours. So it will get more blue sky, but there are higher clouds above that which are going to stick around through the rest of the day anyway. It's just like yesterday in that way. It is a bit misty near the coast, so these clouds are picking up. It's actually fog on the deck of the bridge for the Golden Gate, and there is some mist in the coast, some of the hills around the peninsula and the East Bay Hills plan on some of that as well. Low 70s for daytime highs today inland, low 70s in the bay, in fact, but we'll be closer towards the low 60s near the Golden Gate. And Saturday's very similar, except for sunset and beyond, because by sunset tomorrow the wind's going to pick up. Stronger onshore winds, 25 to 30 mile an hour gusts, in fact, for Saturday evening. That's the leading edge of this next weather system that's going to try and bring us some light rain. Yep, got a chance for light rain now on Sunday and Monday. Not a lot. Rainfall totals are going to be real light, but you have to take into account the chance for an outside chance for a shower on Sunday. The main thing is it's going to feel cooler and breezy on Sunday for Mother's Day and Monday. I'm meteorologist Darren Peck with your KCBS KPIX 5 First Alert Forecast.
Thanks a lot, Darren. Right now we've got 58 in Concord. It's 57 in San Jose, 56 in downtown San Francisco. Get a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases at Mancini's Sleep World. Traffic and weather together on the 8s and All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
KCBS News Time 722. This portion of the news sponsored by the San Francisco Bay Dream House Raffle. Win your dream house in wine country or $1 million. Details at sfraffle.com. It's bad enough that the pandemic has closed down a lot of our favorite restaurants, but now the Port of San Francisco is threatening to evict 2 iconic waterfront businesses because of a lease dispute. CBS's David Welch tells us the fate of Boatworks and the adjacent Ramp restaurant currently up in the air.
Arvind Patel, owner of Boatworks and the Ramp restaurant, doesn't have an issue with the rent he pays for the restaurant. His problem is with Boatworks.
Big shipyard across the coast had negotiated and received a lease from the port that required 3.3%, whereas we're paying 8.75%.
Boatworks is one of the last remaining shipyards on the bay. Patel says if the port wants to keep a working shipyard in its portfolio, the current lease isn't feasible because boatyard margins are so small.
8.7% applied to the port's revenue is a killer. We don't have the money to pay that.
Patel says he's provided the port data on the going rates of rent for shipyards.
We have a study that shows what the rents are for other similar sized boatyards, and it's far less than what we've been paying over the last 36 years.
When I asked Patel why those numbers haven't resonated with the port, here's his reaction.
It's just bureaucracies.
The Port of San Francisco declined to be interviewed. David Welch, KCBS.
A state measure that would allow kids ages 12 and up to be vaccinated without their parents' consent, and that includes against COVID-19, has cleared the first legislative committee. that proposal becomes law, California would allow the youngest people of any state to be vaccinated without their parents' permission. Right now, minors aged 12 to 17 in California have to get their parents or guardians okay to be vaccinated against most diseases, except those that are sexually transmitted.
KCBS News Time 724, the Money Watch, sponsored by Shane Company. Stock market struggling yet again after a big sell-off. For more, let's go to Andrew O'Day in the Bloomberg Business Room.
The biggest losing day for Wall Street in almost 2 years is having something of an encore. Main index is down as traders obsess over the Fed Reserve's delicate balancing act of fighting inflation with interest rate hikes while not triggering a recession. We have another strong reading of the nation's job market. 428,000 positions added to the economy in April, led by gains in hospitality and manufacturing. The unemployment rate held at 3.6%. Average wages shot up 5.5% in a year. One data point raising some economists' eyebrows: the percentage of people engaged in the U.S. labor force slipped to 62.2%. The big factor in the inflation we're all facing has been coming from disruptions in supply lines of various goods. There's a growing reason you may soon notice even higher poultry prices. The bird flu virus that's sweeping across the U.S. is rapidly becoming the country's worst outbreak, having killed over 37 million chickens and turkeys already.
Right now, the Dow dropping 268 points. It was down close to 500 a little while ago, so some improvement. NASDAQ dropping 108, S&P down 31. We'll look at your Friday morning commute with Kim up next. KCBS News Time 725.
Mother's Day is Sunday, May 8th. And there are so many reasons to give a gift of fine jewelry from Shane Company.
Dear Mom, what can I say? You're amazing. From being team mom at my Little League games to putting up with me when I was a wild teenager. You taught me so much, and I'm forever grateful. Happy Mother's Day.
A gift of fine jewelry is truly special. It's something Mom will treasure forever. Shane Company has gifts in every price range, crafted with attention and care. Stunning diamond jewelry, classic styles with sapphires, beautiful cultured pearls. Get her something stylish and colorful, like huggy earrings with vibrant gemstones. Available in either London blue topaz, red garnet, or amethyst. Or surprise her with an exquisite butterfly necklace. The wings are accented with blue sapphires. Visit us for a meaningful Mother's Day gift, tied with a burgundy bow and ready to give.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Non-attorney spokesperson and sponsored by Open Chart Concepts. Attention veterans and active duty military. If you were issued earplugs between 2002 and 2016 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs that were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-971-7839 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-971-7839 now. Again, 800-971-7839. That's 800-971-7839.
Finally ready to entertain? Excited to have friends and family over for a barbecue? But worried your backyard isn't up to par? No problem. Call Mr. Pavers. Mr. Pavers can transform your backyard into your own personal paradise. Get outside, enjoy the sunshine, fresh air, and nature in your own private sanctuary. From backyard patios, pool decks, outdoor kitchens, and driveways, Mr. Pavers can design and create your dream hardscape. And you'll be surprised how affordable it is without sacrificing quality. Mr. Pavers is diamond certified and an ICPI installer. Book a job before the end of the month, and you'll receive 20% off and free demolition. Call Mr. Pavers at 833-MR-PAVERS. That's 833-MR-PAVERS. Or go to MrPavers.com. Make your outdoor space as comfortable and stylish as your interior with Mr. Pavers. Call right now, 833-MR-PAVERS. That's 833-MR-PAVERS. Or go to MrPavers.com today. Get out of the house and enjoy all your beautiful outdoor living space has to offer with Mr. Pavers.
728 at KCBS. Kim's in your local Honda dealer's traffic center with brake lights around 238.
Yes, indeed. So we're looking at the northbound side as 238 comes aboard the northbound Emmets Freeway. There was a crash off to the right shoulder, and you may still see activity here. Southbound, we see the brake lights, though. That's more the commute direction approaching 238, pretty solid down through Hayward until you get down past Winton Avenue. Then it loosens up. Still kind of have this mystery slowdown on Highway 92 into and out of Half Moon Bay. So the westbound side is also slow, but the eastbound a little bit heavier. We're backed up almost to Highway 1. Still have nothing official reported by CHP, and I'm still waiting to hear from the KCBS phone force about something solid, but it seems like something is disrupting traffic a couple miles before Highway 1 if you're heading on the westbound side, or a couple miles out from Highway 1 if you're eastbound. Phone force number again is 415-391-KCBS. Your next update is at 7:38 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Thanks, Kim. Lots of overcast conditions around the Bay Area right now, but it's going to part ways for sunshine this afternoon. Looking for highs around the low 60s along the coast and mid-70s inland, close to 70 Bayside. Traffic and weather together on the 8th and Only's 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Granger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions. Plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're looking for real news, News Nation doesn't take sides or lean into political agendas. At News Nation, you get all sides. News Nation, news for all America. Go to newsnationnow.com/join us to find your television provider.
News that matters to you, around the Bay, around the world, around the clock. All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. It is Friday, May 6, 2022, coming up on KCBS.
Why over 400,000 more jobs failed to lower the unemployment rate.
And it is another day of selling on Wall Street. Good morning, I'm Holly Kwong.
And I'm Jason Brooks.
It's 7:31.
CBS News special report, a sell-off on Wall Street. Markets opened sharply lower after the Dow's worst day in 2 years. Coming back some now, down 204 points on the heels of this morning's jobs report. Investment advisor Michael Farr.
Stocks are moving lower in a continuation of those sales that are weighing more heavily on the tech sector and NASDAQ stocks than they are the more value-oriented stocks and industrial stocks, and those stocks known for their more solid balance sheets.
The Nas off 115 right now. Employers added 428,000 jobs last month. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger. The unemployment rate remains right above that 3.5%, which is where we were before COVID and matches a 50-year low. President Biden says his administration is building an economy that values the dignity of work but acknowledges inflation is still a challenge. CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
KCBS News Time 7:32. Here's Jason.
And for more, we're joined on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline by KCBS political analyst Mark Sandalow. Mark, great to have you along on this Friday. It's interesting when you look at the numbers. They had over 400,000 jobs added. They also had about 11.5 million openings in March, which is a record high for job openings, yet the unemployment rate remains at 3.6%. What do you make of that?
The unemployment rate measures only people who are out looking for work and whether they can get it. So when you say 3.6%, Jason, what that means is out of 100 folks when they are sampled, 3.5 of them on average say that they are looking for work and they cannot find it. So if you are retired, a student, or if you've given up and you're simply sitting on your couch, not even bother to look for work anymore, you're not counted. So it's not, I mean, there are even times when the number of jobs added is enormous and the unemployment rate goes up. That simply means there are more people back in the labor market. I mean, I think the headline here is what you just heard Jill Schlesinger say, which is this matches the lowest unemployment rate, the lowest sustained unemployment rate in 50 years.